In this video, we're going to talk about the social warfare plugin. So here I am in my WordPress website. I've gone to the plugins tab and I've seen all my installed plugins. Scroll down here, social warfare, boom, here it is. So if you install this plugin, basically what it does, we come out here onto my blog post, it installs these share buttons onto your website so that as people hit your website, they can see how many times your post has been shared. That gives social credibility. So a new visitor coming to my website for the first time, they're going to see this article has 5,000 shares, and that's going to add credibility. That's going to make my website look reputable, so they think that, okay, this person knows what they're talking about. This is a popular website, must be big, big time in the niche of golf, for example. So that adds that credibility so that the reader is more likely to take action at the end of my article. So for example, at the end of every article, I try to promote my training plan. They can sign up for a 12-week practice program, or I've got these different email capture forms sometimes that I stick into my post to try to capture them to my email list. So by having that social credibility, that gives me the edge of them being trusting and wanting to trust me that I'm an expert at this topic and that it's worth signing up for my email newsletter or buying one of my products. So having social media share buttons not only can help share your content and make it go viral so you can get lots of traffic to it, but it also adds that credibility factor that's often overlooked when people are trying to decide whether or not to add social media share buttons to their website. So what I like about the social warfare plugin though is number one, these buttons look nice and clean. And then number two, it adds them all up. So if I had, 5,000 here, and let's say I had another 1,000 here and another 1,000 here, it would total everything up and it would show I had 7,000 shares over here. So that's one of the other cool things. This is the total over here, and it adds them all up from these different individual sources. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you inside the blog post editor another cool feature the social warfare does. So here's my blog article I wrote. We get down to the very bottom. Boom, we've got the social warfare custom options box here. So you can actually set up different customizations that you want automatically ready to go so that when somebody goes to share your blog post, they use the image that you preset by adding media here. So if we're going to use, for example, the Pinterest one, let's scroll down here to the Pinterest image. So I uploaded my own custom Pinterest image for this blog post. And then we've got the Pinterest description. I threw some hashtags in there. So this is the default Pinterest image. So if somebody, this isn't the same article, but let's just go out here for example and open up this article. So if somebody was to, come out to your article and they're going to click on, the share button here, it's going to open up that image that I've got preset in my blog post editor, and it's going to automatically populate this description for that image so that all they have to do is pick what board on Pinterest they want to save the pin to, and boom, they click save. So it's my way of kind of controlling what image, what description. This description's keyword loaded, so it gives me the chance then of having that pin rank on Pinterest for different keywords in the golf space. So rather than giving a blank description, trying to let them type out their own description, they might not type out as much. So it's better that you kind of give that custom description ahead of time. That way you can give your pin a chance of ranking from somebody else posting it to one of their boards. And that's a way to get more traffic back to your website. So that's a cool feature on the social warfare plugin. This is a premium feature though. You do have to pay for this feature. They have the free version you can use by default, which allows you to, just get these different bars out here for different platforms. But if you want to add on some of these extra features like setting up your own, images and descriptions for the different social media platforms like Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, then you're going to need to add the pro version of the plugin. So that's a few things I like to use in this plugin. We can also go in here to the settings and give you a brief overview kind of what you can do. There's other different social sites besides the ones I chose. I chose these four out here, the Pinterest, the Facebook, the Twitter. Those are pretty much the staple three. Blogging especially is really good to put stuff on Pinterest. It can go viral like you saw here with 5,000 shares because the pins last for a lot longer. With Facebook and Twitter, you post it once today, people see it, and then they don't see it again for pretty much the rest of life. I mean, it disappears in your feed. But with Pinterest, stuff can show up, time and time again across search engine feeds when people are typing different things into the search bar in Pinterest, it populates different pin ideas. So your pin can pop up multiple times each day for different users, even if you posted it months ago. So the lifespan on Pinterest is much better. That's one reason why I like to put all my blog posts on Pinterest, and as you can see, they do quite well. And then having these social share buttons, when I attract new traffic to my website, like from Google or from Facebook or Twitter, wherever the new traffic comes from, they'll see these different share buttons. And if they're on any of these platforms, then they can share out my content to those platforms to help me out. But not only that, it helps them out. They're always looking for content to put onto these platforms. So this gives them an easy way to source new content for their own social profiles. All right, so let's go back here into the settings for social warfare. So again, I do have the pro version, which unlocks a lot of extra options here. So these are all different platforms I can add. But the main ones that come with the free version, Pinterest, Facebook, Twitter, you get LinkedIn. Those are pretty much your free options you automatically get. And then you've got some of these additional ones that you unlock when you install the pro version. But you can pretty much get by with just the basic ones if you need to. I mainly use it though, like I said, for that feature of having the back-end dashboard inside of here where I can upload my own custom Pinterest image and pin description so that when somebody's trying to share my article, that's the image that pops up for them to choose to use to share to their Pinterest board, or if I put a custom image for them to share to their Facebook page. In addition, you can set where you want the share counts displayed. So we can have button counts on, total counts on. You can set minimum shares. So this is another pro feature. Right now it's showing how I have the 5,000 shares. Now if I didn't have any shares, if this was 0, I had no shares, then there would be nothing showing here. I set a minimum of 5, so there has to be at least 5 shares before it'll start populating the numbers here. So it kind of just hides the numbers until I get at least 5 shares. So that's one of those pro features. I'm not sure quite really what that does, but I've decided to set mine at 5. And then we've got different meta tags. This is where you can turn on the different graph tags and open Twitter cards, like I just showed you on the back end, so you can upload your own custom descriptions and images. Now, as far as hovering, how you want it to display, what I like to do is set it to show at the top of the article. I like to show it at the bottom of the article down here. And I like to show the hover. So when they're scrolling down my page, you can see it showing up here, hovering at the bottom of the screen. That way it gives 3 different opportunities for somebody to find the share buttons and click on them to help me spread my content on the internet. Now, if you've got a home page, you can turn it off. I like to turn mine off for the home page to keep my home page less cluttered, but all my blog posts, those are what I want shared because that's, the helpful, valuable content I'm creating for people to read, to gain value from, and then it drives them hopefully to a product or an email capture page. So that's the content I'm trying to get shared. So I have that set to both above and below content. On individual pages like your about page, your contact page, I just turned it to the below content setting. That way it's kind of out of the way, again, not clogging up my page. So there's some different options there you can choose from. Another pro feature, why I like the social warfare plugin, the image hover pin button. So let's go back out here to this one on the Garmin GPS. So here we've got the Garmin GPS. I added this image in. When you hover over the image, you're going to notice the little pin button that pops up here. This doesn't happen on the free plugin, but on the pro plugin, this button pops up. So it basically gives them a call to action to say, hey, click me and pin this to Pinterest. So that's what you can do there with the pro feature. So what I would actually recommend, I don't do this anymore, but a lot of bloggers do this. They'll actually take their Pinterest image that they build in Canva. Canva is a free tool I use. They've got a custom Pinterest template. I build out my Pinterest image like I did here. And then what they'll do is they'll take that image and they'll actually embed that image into their blog post. That way somebody would see that pin image at the top of their blog post, or maybe they put it at the very bottom when somebody gets done reading their article. They'll say, pin this image. They'll have a little heading that says pin this image, and it'll have that image already embedded into their blog post. Then when somebody hovers over it, like we were just hovering over this Garmin GPS image, that button will pop up there. And that's how you can get people pinning that Pinterest image to Pinterest, and it'll automatically link this article to the image so that now they're sharing your content for you on Pinterest, and that's going to drive new traffic back to your website, thanks to your readers sharing. But in order to get them sharing, I like the Pro feature. It helps add that call to action hover button over your images to give them kind of an incentive. It makes it easier for them so they don't have to have any special Google Chrome extension already installed or anything like that. It just auto populates that for them. So that's another Pro feature that you can check out. Then we've got the different styles in here if you want to change, styles. So you can see button previews up here if you play around with these. So we've got flat and fresh. We've got 100% size, but we can make them bigger if we wanted to. We can make them smaller. So there's different settings in here you can adjust. Some of these are going to be Pro settings you might not have access to on the free version. But for the most part, you can get access to most of these settings, like turning on the float position like I talked about, and I set it to float at the bottom of the page, so as they're scrolling down it's floating. We've also got let's go into the advanced. So Frame Buster is another one I like. It stops content pirates from framing your content, so you can turn this on. There's bit.ly link shortening, so if you've got all your links automatically shortened, you can turn this on as well. Analytics tracking, if you want to track button clicks or special UTM link tracking, you can turn these settings on. We've got the Pinterest settings, so we can show a selection of all images. We can add pinned descriptions, image for browser extensions. So there's these different settings as well that we can turn on. So again, some of these are Pro features. I think the Pinterest settings one's only a Pro feature. The analytics tracking is only a Pro feature, but you can do the Frame Buster on the free plugin. So overall, that's really just a general overview, of this plugin, what it does, how it works, the settings on the back end, what the buttons look like. Again, this is a newer article I've recently published, so it doesn't have that many shares yet. So it hides the share counts until it gets to at least a minimum of 5. We've talked about the image hover button that we can turn on with the Pro version. But overall, I just like it. It's a clean, easy to use plugin. I've tried other social share plugins before, and I just like the way these buttons look. They're designed. I like how it sums them all up together so that you can get a total share count. I like how there's lots of different options to choose from for different platforms that you want to use. And then I like how you can adjust the hover positions. I want it at the top of my post. I want it hovering down at the bottom. And then when they scroll all the way down, then it's fixed here at the bottom. So gives multiple opportunities for somebody to share your article onto their social medias. So that wraps up this video. Just a quick overview of the Social Warfare plugin, the free and the Pro features. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Yo, check this out. So if you type in asknickfoy.teachable.com, asknickfoy.teachable.com, when you hit enter, it's going to open up my resource library. So I've been working on tons of training video modules, and I put them together in these different courses. And you can go over here to asknickfoy.teachable.com, and you can learn how to start a website that makes money. So this is called Profitable Blogger. You can also learn how to make money from social media like Pinterest. You can also learn real estate investing. So these are 3 ways I currently make money right now. I'm making $6,000 to $7,000 a month. I've already come out with a video showing you how I was making $1,400 a week a little while back, and we're on pace to eventually get to $10K a month passive income through websites, through social media, and through real estate investing. So these 3 methods combined, I created these 3 training courses. You can go here to asknickfoy.teachable.com to check them out, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the inside when you enroll in them. Yo, before you go, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, Nick Foy TV. If you hover the lower right corner of your video right now, you're gonna see the little red subscribe button. When you hover that, it's gonna pop up that subscribe button, and it would mean a lot. I already appreciate you gave me your time, your attention today, but if you could also hit that subscribe button, support the channel, and smash the like button, as they all say in every YouTube video. So smash the like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.